Hello everyone and welcome to another custom figure showcase. So here is my finished Infirmary cage with Davros. So first of all, we will take a look at the cage itself and I'll come back to Davros in a second. So the cage itself is basically just reconstructed or constructed, because I haven't reconstructed it, I've just constructed it out of cardboard, and then I've simply just drawn on the designs. That's supposed to be stuck down there, that's come up. Yeah, unfortunately this has been in storage, so a few bits do need to be glued down again. This is actually the second time I'm filming this. I have literally just gone to edit my original footage and found that it's corrupted, so I'm having to very hastily re-record this to show you all. But anyway, so yes, it's basically just constructed from cardboard, and then these are all just wires, and then the top is actually suspended above the base, which some of you may be able to see, but I'm actually quite pleased with how well they are disguised, are literally just plasticard bits of doweling that I've added in on either side that enable the top to look like it is hovering as such above the base. I'm very pleased with how that's come out. Obviously the Infirmary Davros does fit in there, but as those of you who have seen it in the back of my videos will see, I have an ordinary Davros, and of course he does fit. If I can get him in. This is hard to do to camera. He does, of course, fit in there as well. Now, this was actually made... I'm having all sorts of trouble with this. This was actually made to fit my 12th Doctor in Davros's chair, because at the time it was the only one that I had. And so the reason that Davros doesn't sort of sit quite high enough in the cage is actually because it was built to the size and shape of the 12th Doctor in Davros's chair. So he does look a little bit small in it, but overall it still looks great. I'm still very pleased with how he looks in the cage, and it still certainly does give the appearance of how he would have been in the episode, and it certainly does look very well. But now, on to Tiny Davros, or Davros out of his chair, as I should say. So, this is from a Davros figure, obviously, but this is the non-remote control version, which I believe this one is as well, yes. Basically, this Davros is basically the same as that one. The reason I went for that is the non-remote control version, the body is actually much longer, and so what that gave me the ability to do was to cut off the body itself and then add in wires and pieces and things like that. Because the body's hollow, and because there was more of it, it meant I was not having to cut too far back without it being without Davros looking like he's missing a lot more than there should be in there. So the actual interior, I'm trying to get this on camera, hopefully it's going to focus in. Anyway, but yes, so basically these are all just wires and things like this, but this piece, which is actually the spine as such, is actually from an old Terminator figure. It's part of the arm, and then I've literally just glued that in there. It does obviously pivot up and down and can be placed, and obviously he still has his normal arm, which is in there, but then I've also added in this other arm. Now obviously those of you will notice that that is not his original arm. This is actually from a decayed master, and obviously it doesn't pivot at the shoulder, but it does have the bicep movement, and it does pivot at the elbow. And the reason that I chose this is because on the decayed master figures, the fabric at the end of the arm does have a kind of crumpled look to it, and it was just something about that that really looked like that could be made to look like sort of puckered skin where it's all scarred and everything like that, which worked really well. And then this piece, the little bit of wires that come out at the end, is actually from a Series 5 Bracewell variant that doesn't have that has the handless variation to it. And again, it just worked really well for having him there as he was seen in the episode. Obviously the other thing as well, for those of you who will have noticed, that his head sits much further forward. The reason being is because when I had him lying down originally, his head was pointing directly up, and it just looked odd that he would be lying there facing the ceiling. So by positioning it, basically all I've done is taken the head out and then just glued it slightly further forward. And so what that gives is the impression of when he's lying there that he is trying to sort of look up, as it were. And obviously that's how I have him displayed on my shelves. But yeah, it works really well, and it's a great it's a great custom to try if you do have a spare Davros body, and obviously if you decide to make a 12th Doctor in Davros' chair, you will have one of these spare, and it is a great way to make use of it. And the cage itself, again, is obviously all completely scratchable, but it makes a great display piece, and I'm really pleased with how it came out, because, you know, I've got my 12th Doctor in Davros' chair on one side, my behind-the-scenes Witch's Familiar Dalek on the other side, and then Davros in his cage in the centre with cut-off Davros in the middle. And yeah, it works really well. I'm really pleased with how it's come out. So that is my Davros in his infirmary cage. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, favourite, subscribe, share, it really helps me out a lot. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.